Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel for what is another installment in my BookTubers Pick My Book Haul series. One of my favourite series to film, not gonna lie, because it involves receiving surprise book mail and opening it on camera to discover what is inside. If you've not seen one of these videos before, then basically what I do is I approach one of my favourite booktubers and ask them if they would like to do a book haul swap with me. We set a budget and then we both send one another some books with that budget, and this time I have partnered up with Leanne over at Literary Diversions, who I love two pieces, and I'm so excited to be like opening a box that she's picked for me, or well, two boxes actually, because I've known Leanne for so many years now. Leanne's been making videos for many years. I feel like the first time we met in person was 2015, but we've met in person a few times because she's also based in Scotland. If you love a Scottish accent, and I know there are quite a few of you that are basically only subscribed for that reason, then go and check out Leanne. But equally, I get so many recommendations from Leanne's channel. She is particularly fantastic for like thrillers. Like when I was getting into thrillers, she was one of my go-to places to sort of discover the genre, and ever since then I've very much relied on her. But she also reads fantasy, she reads a ton of queer lit, and is always recommending incredible LGBTQ+ books. And on top of all of that, she runs the most gorgeous online store called Novel Menagerie, where I actually got my pin flag from, so my enamel pin flag where I display all my enamel pins, and she sells a bunch of like adorable different bits and pieces, including bookmarks, pin flags, and newly enamel pins. She just released a whole new line of them and I'm so excited to see them in person. But she basically does a lot of incredible things. She's a small business owner with a fantastic YouTube channel and I love her to pieces. And if you're not subscribed to her, then like seriously, I don't know what you're wasting your time doing. Go. No wait, watch this video, then go. Leanne will also be uploading a book haul unboxing on her channel. Should be the same day as I'm uploading this, so you can watch them back to back if you'd like to, and then you'll get to see the books that I picked for her. I'm hoping she's not read them, I'm hoping she doesn't own them, and I'm hoping that she ends up loving them. But with that said, let's see what Leanne picked for me. I am so excited. So I get the impression that we have one book in here and two books in here, so I'll start with the one book parcel. So exciting. Oh my, okay, I know that Leanne loves this book, right? So she has described this book as Tessa Dare meets Jane Eyre meets serial killers meets feminism meets not everyone is white in Victorian England, from Leanne. Honestly, like, that sounds amazing. I've heard about this book, but I have not read it, and it is Jane Steele by Lindsay Fay. This is a book inspired by Jane Eyre. I don't think it's like a straightforward retelling, because from what I understand of reviews of this book, the main character reads Jane Eyre. So it's set in Victorian London and the main character reads Jane Eyre, and Jane Eyre is her favourite book. So she's not Jane Eyre, but she's inspired by Jane Eyre to kill men. It says, "Reader, I murdered him." I think basically she starts hunting down men who have attacked women and ends up becoming sort of like a vigilante righteous serial killer. And I love that Leanne has described it as Tessa Dare meets Jane Eyre meets serial killer meets feminism, because I love Tessa Dare, she's my favourite historical romance writer, and I love Jane Eyre. Plus, I think this premise sounds fantastic. The back itself says, like the heroine of the novel she adores, orphaned Jane Steele suffers at the hands of her aunt and schoolmaster. And like Jane Eyre, they call her wicked. But in this case, she fears the accusation is true. When she flees, she leaves behind the corpses of her tormentors. After her escape, she takes a position as governess to Mr. Thornfield and soon falls in love. But what happens if he discovers her murderous past? I don't know. This sounds brilliant. It also gives me the Butcher's Hook vibe, which is another sort of dark Victorian novel with a bit of a murderous female protagonist. So I love that book, and I am sure I'm going to love this book. Thank you so much, Leanne. Okay, next parcel. Honestly, this is like Christmas. Okay, so we have two books in here. Ooh, I have not heard, these are not like books I recognise as like readily as this one, but let me tell you. Right, okay, so I don't know which, there's two notes, and I don't know which note is for which book. One of them says requires tissues but brings the badass girl power, and one of them says because it's creepy and I obsessed and it's a read in one goer. I feel like this may be for this, but that's based on the cover. So let's see what this one looks like. A thriller. Like, this is a quintessential thriller cover, and like I said, Leanne is my ever reliable thriller recommendation source, so if Leanne thinks this is a good thriller, then I am so stoked. This one is called The Family Upstairs by Lisa Jewell, and on the back it says, "Be careful who you let in. In a large house in London's fashionable Chelsea, a baby is awake in her cot. Well fed and cared for, she's happily waiting for someone to pick her up. In the kitchen lie 3 decomposing corpses. Close to them is a hastily scrawled note. They've been dead for several days. Who has been looking after the baby? And where did they go?" Oh my goodness. Okay, that does sound good, and it does sound creepy, and I'm really, really excited, because at the moment I can't get enough of creepy thrillers. Like, that is all I want. So I'm definitely going to be reading this ASAP. And then we have The Nowhere Girls by Amy Reed. This does sound familiar, this title. I've probably seen it on Leanne's channel or someone else's, because it does sort of strike me as familiar. This one says they're every girl, but they start with just 3. Grace, the preacher's daughter who moves into the former house of a girl whose pain still adorns the wall. Bold Rosina, who dreams of a life playing music instead of waitressing at her uncle's restaurant. And misunderstood Erin, the girl who finds more solace in science and order than she does in people. They are brought together by the idea of changing the narrative of Lucy Monaghan, the girl behind the graffiti in Grace's bedroom. When Grace learns that Lucy was run out of town for accusing the popular guys at school of gang rape, she's incensed that she never got justice. Together, Grace, Erin and Rosina form the Nowhere Girls and decide to avenge the rape of a girl none of them knew. Right, I have definitely heard of this book before. It sounds like some incredible sort of like dark feminist look at sort of the lives of girls in the contemporary world, about sexual violence, about rape culture, and about righteous anger, actually. I feel like we've got some overlap between all of these, like thematic, and I'm here for it, and I'm really excited about it, and I feel like this is like the perfect trilogy of books for Leanne to have picked for me. I am so pleased. Thank you so much, Leanne. I don't know which one to read first. You did say this is a like read in one go, so maybe I'll just sit down one weekend and read it in a day or 2 days. That would be like a lot of fun. I've not done that in a while with a thriller, so that could be really, really fun. Oh, thank you so much. These sound brilliant. Let me know if you have read any of these books and what you think of them. And also don't forget to check out Leanne's channel if you're looking for more recommendations like these, and also many, many more, as well as to find out what I picked for her, because I'm so excited to see her reactions. That is one of my favourite things about doing these videos. Not only is getting to shout out a booktuber I love, but seeing what they think of the books that I've picked for them, because it's really fun. I also do this thing on my Patreon for one of the tiers where I buy a Kindle ebook for everyone once a month, and that is like similar in that I look at all of their Goodreads and try and base it on their taste and also something I like or I'm interested in, and it's so much fun. Personalised book recommendations are so much fun. So as long as you keep enjoying these videos, I'm going to keep filming them. But until next time, happy reading, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye everyone.